Many of my Republican colleagues spent this debate talking about Antifa, talking about the autonomous zone, talking about abolishing the police, which appears nowhere within the four corners of this legislation. They know what this bill is really all about. It criminalizes the chokehold because it's about George Floyd, who was strangled to death with a knee to his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds while handcuffed. It's about being handcuffed while black, about George Floyd. They know this bill is really about Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old who was gunned down while playing in a Cleveland park. It's about Tamir Rice because the bill will establish a registry for brutal officers, so that jurisdictions will have some visibility into who they are hiring. The officer who murdered Tamir Rice, this 12-year-old boy, had been fired by a neighboring department for brutal behavior. And then he was hired by the Cleveland Police Department with tragic consequences because they had no visibility into his record. This bill is about Tamir Rice. They know this bill is about Breonna Taylor sleeping while black, gunned down because of a no-knock warrant in a drug case that was falsely executed in Louisville. And now a husband has lost his wife. It's about Breonna Taylor. They know that. It's about countless individuals in this great country of ours killed by police officers without justification. Yes, we know that the majority of police officers, certainly the ones that I interact with at home in Brooklyn, are hard-working individuals who are in the community to protect and serve. But there are violent officers. There are brutal officers. There are abusive officers. And far too often they're not held accountable because of a toxic culture that exists and that cannot be denied. Not month after month, not year after year, but decade after decade after decade. We know the names. Many of those names were called today from the floor of the House of Representatives, but the names are too numerous to mention. That's why we're here, to do something transformative about it. I'm thankful for all of those peaceful protesters who have gone out all throughout the four corners of America. Yes, led by young African-American women. I love that. Young African-American men, but joined by every other race. Black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, multiracial, multi-generational, multicultural, coming together saying enough. We need to deal with systemic racism in America, and we can start with the cancer of police brutality. That is what the George Floyd Justice in Policing bill is all about. It's not about Antifa or some autonomous zone or defunding the police, which you know doesn't appear in this bill. I don't want to question anybody's good faith, but let's have a real debate. You're entitled to your own opinion. You are not entitled to your own facts. Those words ring true to this very day, from the moment that President John Adams uttered them. So I'm thankful to the House Democratic Caucus for rising to the occasion. We collectively have said to the protesters of every race throughout America, we hear you, we see you, we are you.